Hello and welcome back to another review. I have a brand new model in. It's the Titanium H1A from Klarus, and this was sent in via the Nines B&T for a review, and we're going to do that, go through the product in detail. I've got some in-depth beam shots and we'll come to some conclusion at the end. Some basic specs on the box here: IPX6 rated, maximum output of up to 550 lumens, and this is some of the items that you get included in the box. Micro USB cable. This is a mini USB dongle which has LED lights on it. It's actually quite bright, could be a useful sort of extra to keep in the car or near a power bank. And this comes with a very nice quality case, has a wipe clean exterior, decent quality zip just to keep the head torch safe. The sort of thing that you would expect from a higher end product, and this is pretty premium in terms of what they're going for, Klarus, with this one. Now, included in the case here we have the instructions. We'll have a look at that shortly, and this is the 14500 cell. It's rated to 750 milliamps an hour, and that has the micro USB charging port at the top, so you don't need a charger. Listed out some of the details and specs on the head torch. Now you'll see we have the three LEDs from left to right: the red, neutral white and the cool white LED that has an optical lens on the cool white, and the covering on the other ones is quite diffused, so that should spread the beam out. Buttons on the top are metal. You can see one of them is raised higher above the other one. That's for the main LED, and underneath you can see gold lettering showing you the model name and maker. The plastic there looks to be when they put the insert for the back section in. So the main case is titanium, which makes it very light and strong, and this is the mechanism we have. Tilting that down, we have a total of 6 positions, and it goes right the way down 90 degrees, so it faces completely downwards. It's just slightly downwards in the closed position. Can't see any problems with that. It looks very high quality plastic. I would expect something that's robust and will last. Flipping open the battery compartment, you have quite a large tab to open that. And flip that open, we've got the gold plated contacts here, and you can see the positive and negative terminal markings. Flip it around the other side, you'll be able to see the water resistant seal going around the edges. This is rated to IPX6. We'll do a little waterproof test later on. Putting the battery in, close it up. Now the headband has lettering that is light reflective. The Klarus part anyway, the lighter colours are light reflective, and it feels very nice quality. Again, I would expect this because it's a top end compact head torch. Couple of differences with this. Firstly, we have a silicone band going along inside part of the way around, and that's, Klarus say, designed to stop sweat going in your eyes, but it could also grip a bit more on a hat or a helmet if you're wearing it on that. Quick shot showing you the overview of the product, and if you want to take it off, you have a slot there that you can pull the headband out of. Seems quite secure. Overall build quality is excellent. As you'd expect, titanium is a very strong material. It's not the best for heat transfer, but I can see why they've gone it on a sort of flagship product. This will list out some of your features and specs, so you can pause that if you want to have a look at that. Do note that with the battery run times, they've got alkaline cells, so the AA instead of nickel metal hydride. You'll get much longer run times off of rechargeable batteries. And this runs through some of the features: capacity level indicator. We have the intelligent temperature protection system. Now, operation on this, a couple of ways of doing it. A single press on takes you into the high on the main LED. Long press turns it off. And then it will take you into, a single press takes you into the low on the neutral white. If you long press, it takes you directly into the red LED on the smaller switch. And if you long press the main switch, you'll go into the low mode. So an alternative to having a mode memory. I think it works quite well, just have to remember that. Single presses then cycle through the power levels. So pretty easy to use. I think it works quite well. Now this lists out some of the main specs, the differences between the power outputs. The only difference you're likely to see between the AA nickel metal hydride and the lithium ion is the top power output level. Also bear in mind, as I said previously, the run times will be significantly longer than the alkaline cells that are listed in the user manual. Nice thing is you can mix and match the beams, so you could have the main beam on low, you could have the neutral white on the high level, and you can also alternate those between the two. I think that's a nice option. Not sure you'd use the red LED on its own with the main beam on. Onto the lockout now. Press and hold both buttons for 3 seconds. You'll see the red LED light up. And then to unlock, you just triple press. So glad they included a lockout function, particularly with that raised button. Onto the strobe modes, double press, and you will cycle through the red LED, which is a beacon, and then the SOS on the neutral white LED. Again, I'm pleased that they've gone for a different SOS mode rather than just having that. Having the beacon is a nice touch. I think that's quite useful, particularly if you strap it onto a backpack or something like that for extra visibility. Battery level test, you just triple press any button and it brings up via the flashes the battery capacity. Again, very nice little feature and quite useful. Just a few shots now outside to show you what the head torch looks like fitted, and I have to say the comfort is very good. It's not a very heavy head torch either, even with the battery fitted. So it's designed really for someone who wants a compact, high performance head torch or headlamp. Particularly like the fact that the 6 positions are very secure. Now, quick battery test, the charging speed with 340 milliamps. Could it be a bit quicker on that? Termination, it turns to blue and done. It's 4.19 volts, and the battery on this is actually a bit shorter. It's very much the same size as a normal AA cell. All of these batteries fit the head torch, by the way, and the capacity figure came in above the quoted label capacity, which was good to see. Perhaps is new technology with the batteries. Waterproof test, passed that no problem. The official test is powerful water jets, but I'm just using a hose. A few beam shots now, and we'll come back with a conclusion at the end. Wrapping up with a few thoughts on the Titanium H1A, very interesting product. I hope the beam shots were useful to you. I took quite a few with this because it's quite an interesting head torch to test and I quite enjoyed using it. This is a high price tag on this, it has to be said, and as such I think it helps to be a bit picky. I would have liked an option to charge in the light, perhaps the magnetic charging that they're bringing out on new torches. Klarus, maybe that would be something which is useful. Wouldn't mind slightly quicker charging speed on the supplied cell, and lack of moonlight mode. It's pretty low, the lowest, but I would have liked that too, as well as an option to have the main LED with a neutral white tint. Not a big thing for me, but that's something which I think some buyers might like. Good stuff, very high build quality as you would expect. The 3 LEDs are the standout feature, and the red works very well indeed. It's bright enough to use just on its own with sort of semi-adapted night vision, and I like the design. The design is very nice, it's very appealing, and it feels good using the Headtorch good user interface. So give me some thoughts on this that you might have yourself. Would this be something that would interest you, or are there any areas that you might change? And I would catch up with you in my next video review coming very shortly.